trying to avoid the Vienna. He went a3. I took, and yeah, he went e3. I mean, if he loses time with the queen, then he gets the pawn back, but then white isn't really doing that well. But he goes for the critical line, which is somehow a6 and now
Is it now with it?
he said he intended to play it when Yakovenko and Kramnik were playing in Dortmund, but I don't remember if it's a novelty or it's been played before. Anyway, there's not much really black can do. At least at the board, if you castle h4 g5 is coming so fast, and also there are some rook h3 ideas that I thought it best to wait for him to decide what he wants to do, and also in the meantime I'm threatening c5. So he castles. F4. Unfortunately, I'm not really in time to protect everything because g5 and queen h5 and all this stuff is coming. But it seems that here like is doing okay. He has to play a little bit precisely, but I was not sure about taking because of course it's slightly more desirable to have the rook b8. But suddenly I wasn't sure if rook a5 made any sense because if b4 then he goes rook a7, rook a8, queen a4 and tries to take the knight. I was just not sure. It's possible that I have compensation, maybe enough for a draw or something, but anyway I didn't see anything wrong with this. So I thought let's go for this line. Rook a7, bishop g2. It's hard to play in bishop c6. So knight b6, take. And in fact, black is doing fine. Queen a1, and I thought this was very exact because there are many squares I can go to. But I thought this was the most precise because it gives me the possibility of queen h4. I think his move is necessary because knight d5. So rook a5, queen b2, rook a e5. And now basically after knight d5 I think it's just drawn. I mean, he has to take here because my queen is on e7, so there's no counterplay. But somehow I got a bit greedy, and I thought, well, why not try this move? And after queen e2, already now knight d5 makes less sense because takes e6 just. So I continue rook a3, f5, rook c3. Takes. And suddenly when he went queen e4, I was afraid I had to resign. So, I mean, I don't know, I was sleepwalking through this part of the game. I completely missed this move. And then, a little bit in panic, when I found this idea of queen d8, rook e3, I went for it. But Magnus pointed out that this is maybe simpler. I mean, he didn't see a way after this for white to be better. And I must say I don't see one either, but okay, it has to be checked. I mean, I saw queen d8 and I was happy just to have the resource. Obviously my threat now is queen e8. And some clever sack like g5 simply gets the same position without the g pawn. So it's probably not going to be very good. Anyway, let's see what happened here. Check. And of course, here I think it's absolutely the only move is to take the square away. So after the game, Levon came up to us and said, why didn't you play bishop c6 with the threat of rook f8 check? And I must say this would have been a bit of a hammer blow as well. But when we were speaking afterwards, I didn't see how black loses here. Because if rook f8 check, queen e8.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then king h8. I don't know, maybe king h7, but I would rather go king h8, I guess. And I don't see how white's winning because bishop e8, I queen d5. Maybe king g1 now and some brilliancy prize.
After take bishop g6.
That seems like a reasonable assumption, but okay, let me go here, here, take this. I think I'm probably going to hold, no, these pawns.
Some chances, but not more.
Yeah, no, of course not more. Yeah, we will agree. But
I think
maybe you don't have enough
It
here.
must be winning.
This?
Yes.
I'm not sure at all. If I play h5 and these two pawns, I don't think I was. I think probably here I'll hold.
Rook bishop against rook is winning.
Bishop against?
Rook bishop against rook is winning.
Ah, well, of course, if we get there. After rook e3, I was not really calculating anything. I was just shaking. So don't ask me too many questions. He took. I thought this was. I thought this was clever because after this, suddenly I was not sure. Check. If I go here, then g5, and a queen e5, g6, and there's nothing to stop queen f8. And if hg checks king here, I think there's this move. I think I still draw with rook d3 and a rook e1, rook e3, but I didn't want to go here. So I king h8, and okay, he didn't find anything here.
Bishop on G2.
Yeah, and then we didn't really find anything. Well, anyway, rook d1 has to be met by rook d3. That's clear because of rook d8. Sorry, the bishop was on g2. It's a different line. I wouldn't be surprised to know that white is winning, but we didn't see it. I think it's safe to assume Magnus didn't see it because he would have played it. So I don't know, maybe e6 here somewhere. So I think actually this was important to go to h8. And finally enough, with queen g6, I have this knight comes back into the game, and e6, knight f6. So, I mean, anyway, if it's a draw, it's a draw. But I mean, it's one thing to end up here. I mean, to calculate and get here. It's another thing to just stumble onto this. It's a bit scary, but maybe somehow maybe it's holding. But anyway, had I got 95 earlier, it was just a very simple draw. We will end up in some sort of queen ending or a rook ending, both of which will be draws.
Thank you, very interesting.
Jazz FM.